Yo, it's time to subscribe to Paid to Be Famous. What are you doing?
Subscribe to Paid to Be Famous.
Subscribe to Paid to Be Famous. Like the video. Come on.
Hell
you know
yeah.
the drill.
Button.
And slap that like button.
In today's Destiny 2 video, the Festival of the Lost 2024 has returned, and with it comes a brand new shotgun called the Arcane Embrace. Not only is it a new shotgun, but it's a new type of shotgun, so we're going to go over it, look at all the perks, and I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on this weapon. So to obtain this, very easy, just do Haunted Lost Sectors. You get a lot of drops. Grandma Levante is very generous with the drops this year. Now the Arcane Embrace is a legendary energy shotgun. It does arc damage. And like I said, it's a new type of shotgun. It's a heavy burst, fires a hard-hitting 2-round burst, slightly reduces flinch from incoming fire while aiming. Now the reduced flinched part of this, I didn't really notice any reduced flinch while I was playing with this, but hey, I guess that's a thing. Thank you, Bungie. Now in that first column of perks, you have Air Trigger, Fourth Time's a Charm, Grave Robber, Lone Wolf, Slide Shot, Dual Loader, and Threat Detector. I'm gonna pass on Air Trigger. Fourth Time's a Charm is very interesting because rapidly landing precision hits will return 2 rounds to the magazine, and since this is a double fire shotgun, you run out of ammo very quickly, so this is gonna be really good. And the shots that they return from the magazine are from thin air, so this is really gonna help out with you not having to reload as often. Grave Robber states that melee final blows or dealing damage with a charged melee reloads this weapon's magazine from reserves. It's a cool perk, but there are better perks in this for PvE. Lone Wolf is a PvP perk, slightly improves aim assist, aim down sight speed, and airborne effectiveness. Increases these effects when there are no nearby allies around. So this is going to be really good when you're doing things like Rumble or you're the last guardian standing in trials. Passively grants 10 aim assist, 10 airborne effectiveness, and a 0.9 times ADS duration multiplier. And it says here that these stats are doubled when you are the only one around. So basically in PvP, this is just free stats at all times and even more when nobody's around. So Lone Wolf is quickly becoming a go-to perk in the PvP community. Then we got Slide Shot. Sliding will partially reload this magazine and temporarily boost range and stability. It's going to give you 20 range and stability after you slide and shoot this weapon within 2.5 seconds, which is a really good increase. Then we have Dual Loader. Dual Loader is actually good for PvE because this is a 2-round burst shotgun, but when you reload it 1 bullet at a time, so it takes really long to reload. So do not be sleeping on Dual Loader for PvE. And then we have Threat Detector. Threat Detector goes both ways. It'll be good in PvP and it'll be good in PvE. If you got 2 enemies within 15 meters, it's going to give you 40 stability, 60 reload, 100 handling. This thing just gives you crazy stats. Look at that. With ×2 Threat Detector, you get 70 stability, max handling, and max reload speed. Then in the last column, we have Closing Time, Desperado, Precision Instrument, Surrounded, Tap the Trigger, Swashbuckler, and Volt Shot. Closing Time improves range accuracy and handling as the magazine gets lower. Right here it states that you get 10 to 20 range. They are uncertain about the handling, and you get 5 to 10% decrease accuracy cone size. Closing Time is like the go-to shotgun perk now. A lot of PvP players are saying that it's better than Opening Shot. So if you're going for a PvP role, probably go with Closing Time. You got Desperado on this. Reloading after a precision final blow increases the rate of fire. I don't really know how I feel about this on the shotgun. I haven't really seen or heard anything about Desperado being cracked on this, so I'd pass on Desperado. We do have Precision Instrument. Dealing sustained damage increases precision damage. Precision Instrument stacks up to 6 times, so you'll get a total of 25% increase to damage. Precision Instrument would actually pair really well with Fourth Time's a Charm. It'll allow you to keep getting ammo back in the mag, and you can keep up that damage buff with it. It might seem crazy, but at one point, slug shotguns were the meta, so if Bungie changes anything, which they like to do all the time just to shake things up in the meta, slug shotguns could come back. And if you have a Fourth Time's a Charm and Precision Instrument roll, this thing could be doing numbers here if anything happens to slug shotguns. So you might want to hold on to Fourth Time's a Charm and Precision Instrument. Then we also have Surrounded on this weapon. This weapon grants bonus damage when 3 or more enemies are in close proximity. It's gonna be a 40% increase to damage, which is huge. The only thing is it's not too reliable, like in like a boss damage phase, or like if you're taking out a champion, you can't always guarantee that you're gonna have enemies around to proc this. But if there are certain encounters and situations where you know you're gonna be surrounded by ads, surrounded is gonna be really good on this shotgun. Then we also have tap the trigger, grants a short period of increased stability and accuracy on the initial trigger pull. Now this one is very interesting because it's a 2-round burst. It is easy to kind of miss your shots and not land both of them in the crit. So I'm thinking that tap the trigger could actually be pretty good in PvP. Then we have Swashbuckler. This weapon grants increased damage from melee kills and kills with this weapon. Swashbuckler is actually pretty nice in PvP because if you happen to get a melee kill, you can just one-shot body shot Guardians in the Crucible. And when I say one-shot body shot, you still do have to land both of the shots from the one burst, but both those shots can be in the body, which is pretty nice. Then we have Volt Shot. Reloading this weapon after defeating a target overcharges this weapon for a short period of time, causing it to jolt on its next hit. Volt Shot is a fantastic perk. I just don't like Volt Shot on most special weapons, because if you're going to get a kill on something, it's probably going to be like a weaker enemy, like a red bar, or I mean, I guess you could take down like a major or something. I just think Volt Shot makes more sense on primary weapons. Plus you have things like Indebted Kindness with Volt Shot, which you have way more ammo for, so why would you use a Volt Shot shotgun over Indebted Kindness? I don't know, maybe you're into that. So Guardians, what is the God Roll? Well, slug shotguns already have pretty good range in the Crucible, so maybe for the barrel you probably want to go with a bit more handling. So we do have Fluted Barrel here, which will give you plus 15 to handling. For the magazine perk, always go with accurized rounds. For PvP, maybe go with like a pendant mag or tactical mag to get more in the magazine. And then if we're talking about PvE, I'm gonna say go with 4th times a charm and precision instrument. 4th times and precision instrument is gonna work really well on barrier champions. Shotguns are anti-barrier this season. Run up to a champion, break their shield, they're gonna be stunned, and then you can just beam them in the head with this. You're gonna get ammo back and you're gonna get increased damage. That is going to be pretty sweet. And then if we're talking about PvE, maybe go with a reload speed masterwork and like a backup mag for your mod. While I was editing, I forgot to mention that when you progress the Festival of the Lost questline, Grandma Levante will give you this roll of the Arcane Embrace that comes with Trench Barrel. Apparently, Trench Barrel is not supposed to roll on this. As you guys saw, it was nowhere in the perk list on the API, and Trench Barrel is bugged on this, so the ×3 extra damage shots won't actually go away. Even if you shoot the 3 shots like it's supposed to, it'll just keep doing extra damage until the timer runs out. So if you do the questline and get your hands on the dual loader Trench Barrel roll, hold on to that, because I don't think you're supposed to get this, and Bungie might change this later on. But for PvP, the God Roll is probably the one with Trench Barrel. But if we are talking about PvP, you probably want to go with like Lone Wolf, Closing Time, and a Range Masterwork. I would still go with Fluted Barrel just to get more handling. Or if you didn't really care about the maxed out range, you can go with a Handling Masterwork as well. And since this fires 2 shots, probably go with like a targeting adjuster to make sure those bullets hit. Lone Wolf, Closing Time, that's probably your best bet for PvP. Or you could go with Threat Detector. Threat Detector ×2 is basically going to give you max reload, max handling, a lot of stability, and some decent range. So Guardians, my thoughts on this weapon: it's not really S tier in PvE, and it definitely isn't S tier in PvP. But like I said, Bungie does change things up a lot, so if you get some of these God Rolls that I went over, hang on to them because you never know when it's going to be good. If you guys are new here, found this video helpful, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, follow me over on Twitch and TikTok for the live streams, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.